if we're already in this kind of discussion around how companies can share their unique culture to their advantage, it means that they've already done a really good job of making their employees feel like they are heard, that they are celebrated, that employees themselves want to share these stories, and that's where I would start. So, one thing that we emphasize at Skills Guide is that people don't work for companies, they work for other people. And so it should be those people who can be your brand ambassadors and your storytellers for the unique culture that you have to be able to attract even more attention, whether that's with candidates or whether that's with employees themselves. So we are all about around how we can put employees first and put them in the spotlight, in the driver's seat, to share their unique stories of how that culture is manifested. I think some of the hardest challenges that employers have, especially when you're a big employer, is that you have thousands and thousands of employees. So how are you going to make that personal? How are you going to make it something where everyone can participate? Because so often we have such kind of disconnected perspectives of what that looks like. That's actually the theme for this conference, is from C-suite to shop floor, and how do we start to meld those together so that everyone feels included. And so one of the things that we think is really important, and something I've stressed in my presentation here at the conference, is finding opportunities for C-suite to experience the lives of their employees and of the roles. It could mean that they're getting out of their office and working a shift on the shop floor, or taking a tour of their departments, and being shepherded by the employees who are kind of living these experiences day in and day out, so that C-suite can have a more inherent understanding of kind of what their company is like through the eyes of their employees, and in particularly as they start to develop solutions for health and wellness. Especially when it comes to wellness programs, we do a lot of employee surveys. We're gathering a lot of data to help us understand whether our programs are working, or quite frankly building the case for whether wellness is working. But I would advocate for that in addition to data, we have to remember that wellness in particular is very personal. Wellness is very emotionally charged. So I would encourage folks here to think about that when they're looking at that data. What stories does that data tell? And what can we do to push to kind of gather more qualitative stories, to talk to more employees that can bring some of those data points to life? Because stories really move people, and stories really connect people and connect them to a particular initiative, particularly with wellness. So that is something that I would really advocate for and encourage people to do, is that for every piece of data point that they receive, is there an employee who could really kind of exemplify and help to bring to life what that looks like at their organization.